the College Football Playoff Committee, they have spoken. They have spoken. And the College Football Playoff Committee going into conference championship weekend, say Georgia 1, Michigan 2, TCU 3, USC 4. And then the all-important 5th position, because one would think that's the first team in if there's one that trips up and merits being kicked out of the top 4. That would be The Ohio State University. And they just went straight up, it looks like, win-loss record. That's it. Except for the fact that one would think they'd have put Tennessee above Alabama, since Tennessee actually has beaten Alabama. We do recall that was Alabama's first loss, and I think that is part and parcel, one would say, just in case there's a total complete meltdown and they decide to swap out, for some reason, 3 teams out of the top 4.
I also think Hendon Hooker being out.
That's the one, I guess. So, but it shouldn't matter. I mean, it's win-loss, unless you think this is a situation where you want to have a team in that gives you the best level of competition. And in that regard, the College Football Playoff Committee believes, I guess, that The Ohio State will give a better game to anybody else than Alabama. Now, I'll just say this. Georgia loses to LSU, they're still in. Maybe not one.
Maybe not one, but they're
still in.
Yep.
Michigan loses to Purdue, they're still in.
Yep.
Maybe not 2. TCU loses to Kansas State, are they out?
I think by putting them 3, they're probably still in.
Now, that's where I would have the issue. And you could say the same thing to about USC as well. And this has nothing to do with Ohio State being 5. Pardon me. Let me rephrase that. This has nothing to do with The Ohio State being 5. Want to be respectful of a team that might be coming back from the dead. Because if USC trips up against Utah and loses for the second time this season against the Utes, for 2 losses but against just one team, it looks like that's where The Ohio State, just sitting on its couch, licking its wounds from a 22-point home thumping in the game, they'll just come right in. And we're assuming they'll get their players who are hurt against Michigan back. And they'll be better in the college football semifinal than the team that just got thumped at home. They'll be healthier. And if TCU loses to Kansas State, maybe Ohio State takes that spot too. If both of them lose, does Ohio State and Alabama both pop up and take 3 and 4? And the question I have for the committee, and anyone else out there, please call 844-204-RICH, number to dial. Why should TCU and USC get punished for playing in their conference championship game? Something that The Ohio State and Alabama did not reach. Just a question to be asked. And I would still be asking it if Michigan was the one on the outside looking in. I would proffer to say Michigan wouldn't be sitting there at 5 if Michigan was the one who lost by 22 in that game. Let's just be blatantly honest here. This College Football Playoff Committee would have punished Michigan much harder than they punished Ohio State. Because for some,
you don't know that.
That's
you
a
don't know
fact.
That
That is a fact.
Come on, Rich. You don't know that.
I do know that.
You don't know that.
I do know that.
Your AD's on the committee.
I do. It doesn't matter.
You're not getting. Now, come on now. That's unfair.
I do feel that way.
Tell about your feelings.
It is my feelings.
I have a question for you real quick.
I mean, again, the disrespect. I mean, Michigan was the what? 1 touchdown underdog despite being defending Big Ten champs going into that game.
You know, Do I need to explain to you why you were?
No, I understand.
Underdog?
I do understand that because Michigan's not as good as Ohio State.
Is there a chance these two can meet again,
dude?
I mean,
that's now. Here's the deal. yes, there is a big-time chance that these two teams meet again. Because if Kansas State wins and Utah wins and the College Football Playoff Committee decides to swap out half of its current 4, you'd see Ohio State 3, wouldn't you?
Yeah. 3, though?
Yeah, probably 3. Yeah.
Above Alabama.
Oh.
They currently are.
Or you just put TCU down to 4 and put Ohio State 3.
3.
Sure.
And run it back in the college football
I mean, Ohio
semifinal.
State, by putting them 5, like we said, they're in position if one of these teams falter to get in there.
So why don't you answer the question that I asked then? The original one. Why should a team be penalized for playing in their conference championship game and losing in it?
Because you lost.
I know. All 3 teams would have been coming off of a loss.
But the thing is,
Ohio
with
State
the thing
and
with
those other
USC,
two.
though, is, Rich, is that would be the second loss to Utah.
Right.
Whereas Ohio State still only has 1 loss.
Okay. So then put TCU in that mix then.
But that would-
TCU loses to Kansas State.
But
Should
that'd
it
be
should it be
that'd be their
supplanted
only loss
by
of the
Ohio
year.
State?
Probably not. TCU, top to bottom, has been a really good team this year, really strong. Big 12, not as strong, but
What do you think? Got to take a stand, TJ.
I don't know.
That's not an acceptable answer.
Well, the thing is, I don't.
You're on the college football committee. Congratulations. I just made you
Putting a lot
a
of
college
pressure
football
on
playoff. That's what we got to do here. That's what you got to do.
I think the pressure is all on USC to stay number 4.
Friday night, Las Vegas, Nevada.
So they have to win, they're in, and then that's your 4. I think it's locked in. Right?
It's-
Who is
it would be
favored in
locked
that
in.
game,
I think
Chris?
so. Who's favored in the game? I think USC is a 2.5-point favorite.
Even though they've already taken an L to them already, right?
Well, they
On
should.
the last play of the
Last
game
play
on
of
a
the game.
2-point
When did
conversion.
those get? When did they play? Like a month ago, right?
No, they played
It was early.
mid-season. It was
Okay,
mid-season.
that's
yeah.
well, that would be a month ago.
I kind of, at this point, I think just for the storyline purposes, I'm down for anything that gets Ohio State
back
and
in.
Michigan. So maybe we could see a run back one more time.
Well, if that's the case, then I want Alabama back in, just so it's Georgia, Alabama, USC, Michigan, and let's have some fun. But I think USC deserves to be in the playoff with the season they've had. They have the Heisman Trophy winner. They got a new coach. The luster, the celebration, it's back. USC, West Coast football. It'd be really cool to see them in the
That's
Final
true.
Four.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.